Hi everybody, welcome to G4G here on YouTube. Today we're taking a look at DC Legends, DC Comics Legends, and I'm going to go through and show you guys my first legendary character. And I'm quite happy that she's my first legendary character. And she's definitely been one of my most favorite heroes that this game has released. So when I say heroes, I don't just mean the heroes, I mean the entire character set in the game, the heroes and villains, but she's been my most favorite, and I'm happy that she became my first legendary, and I actually didn't have to do a super aggressive amount of push work to get her. It came relatively naturally, which is kind of cool, because I don't think she really broke the bank for me. It was just a matter of time. And here she is. Siren. Siren is... she's a beast. I have liked her tremendously since the Aqua Trio came out. So, when the Aqua Trio came out, I'll save that one for another day. So when the Aqua Trio came out, I only had Siren and Aquaman. I did not get Mira right in the very beginning. And I had gotten Siren and Aquaman, and after playing the two of them, granted Aquaman came in a little higher for me, a little bit more beefed up and access to a few more of his abilities, I really liked Siren more. I felt Siren was just doing considerably more damage. Visually, I liked her moves, and I just felt she was doing her job a little bit better. I mean, Aquaman is great support for a team. The crit immunity followed by the death immunity is fantastic. As a matter of fact, just yesterday when I was playing PvP, I ran into a team that had Aquaman on it, and that Aquaman was the last person standing, and he did save himself around with his death immunity. And it was funny because he was bleeding profusely, and you saw like immunity popping up and going crazy all over the place for him. And then he took his turn, and then of course I just sneezed on him because he had essentially one hit point, and he fell over. But I mean, he's good as support, but Siren literally does her job. Assassin of the Deep Sea is her name, and she really ridiculously lives up to it in this game. So here's what she's got. I went ahead and dropped a first legendary point and her vicious constructs. But my favorite ability is definitely Dagger Deluge. It's her opener for me. And visually I like it. I like all the hits. It seems visceral. It seems aggressive as hell. And the only thing in this game that kind of comes close to it is Robin's level 3. The one that he does after he is invisible. And the reason why I like this one more is the Robin one has an extra hit or two. And it does do a few bleeds also. But it has to be set up by the invisibility, so he essentially wastes a turn, then he can use it. Similar to a lot of Batman's abilities, where he gets extra stuff if he's invisible. Here, Siren can just rip it and grip it. I mean, go right up with the Dagger Deluge as the first attack, and then go into Vicious Constructs. Also, her Rebel Fury is fantastic if you have a Chemo. Now, we all know Chemo is pretty slow, so chances are she's going to get off her Dagger Deluge first. Then, Chemo could come in and AoE the team, and then this Rebel Fury is probably going to do a lot of damage at that point, because the team's really got a lot of bleeds going on. But if you're not running her with Chemo still, Dagger Deluge, and then Vicious Constructs, plus my Vicious Constructs adds an extra bleed. I just like her. I like her a lot. She is my favorite character in the game. Now, I have to be fair and say I'm not shitting on my Cyborg. My Cyborg was my first high-powered character, and he was like my first leader and everything, which is pretty cool. However, I kind of feel like, um, well, it's not the most visible of team lead chances over here. I mean, it's kind of hard to say if this is really happening when you get it. It's sort of invisible. So it kind of falls by the wayside over a bit. But I like going into, obviously, triangulating blast, followed by charge cannon. I mean, that is a 1-2 punch that is absolutely incredible. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bump up some of his. And I generally have him as a leader all the time. Now, there are some times where I will go to Aquaman, but I don't have this unlocked yet, so it's not even a point. If I had him as legendary, would I do the crit immunity and the resistances? Probably not. I like Cyborg's, his leadership a little bit better. Robin, I don't think he has a leadership, does he? Oh, yes, he does. Each ally has a 33% chance to go invisible and critically hit. Yeah, I forget. Aquaman was not the other one that had a leadership. It was Robin. I still don't think I would pick Assassin Training over Cyborgs, but Cyborgs is just like it happens. You don't necessarily know that it is. And the Nitten Ichiryu is the bleedy one, but it has to be set up with if he's invisible. Now, obviously, if he gets his leadership, and the leadership gives it to him naturally, then perhaps Nitten Ichiryu is going to be a little bit better, because you won't have to spend the turn. But he is a good companion for Siren, as he does spread a lot of bleeds. And what is pretty cool is you could have Siren going dagger deluge on somebody, one with the shadow, and then Nitten Ichiryu on somebody else, and then do Siren's AoE. But again, she's dealing with a slow partner in this. In this, Robin's not slow, but you're still wasting a turn going with one with the shadow. But in my first video on Siren and Aquaman, I actually forgot to take that into consideration when it comes to Robin and one with the shadow into Nitten Ichiryu. And it's actually pretty good. And my Robin is relatively high-powered, so it wouldn't necessarily be an insult for him to be on the field with her. I think these two team up a little bit better than I had initially given them credit for. Obviously, Cheetah is going to be an extremely good partner with her. And right from the level 1 over here, Swift Slash would put out 2 bleeds. Apply 1 strength up to all allies. Chance to apply. Yeah, so that's just dead. Passive ability. Chance to gain strength if a member of any team. Oh, wow, that would be really good. All allies have a 30% chance to gain 20% turn meter if damaging a bleeding target. Wow! I need to really work on my Cheetah, then. She would be perfect with Siren. The only thing is, blue and blue, you're going really heavy blue over there, and if you're doing PvP, you should mix it up. I really did not look at Cheetah's kit enough to know how well she would work with Siren, but I'm following some people's advice on the last video. I've been focusing on my Huntress quite a bit. She's coming up there for me. I've worked on her skills a little bit. I've gotten her power up, been working her gear. I tend to be a little conservative on upgrading some people's gear, mostly because I like to save it as being part of the daily. But she only has 1 left, so may as well. Good, and she's got some for another day. So right now my high-powered ones are Cyborg. He's usually my leader, and he's in just about everything I do. Siren is now pretty much officially going to be in everything I do. I bring Broccoli with me a lot, even in PvP. I like Medfill a whole lot. The Sea Construct is really handy. Shield of a Veteran is really handy. And let's see what his leadership is. Random ally gains 3% shield at the start of every ally turn. Well, that's pretty cool. I was running Aquaman with Siren a lot on the Hero Challenge, obviously. So my Mira, I just recently dumped some of my essences into. And she's pretty solid. 30% chance to apply 2 agility ups to a teammate when they heal from a men. I think once you get this unlocked, Mira is really good, and I do believe some of the people in the groups that I've been a part of said Mira is only good if she is unlocked to this level. Otherwise, she's just average. 30% chance to apply men to team, and 1 extra men, a random teammate if 2 or more teammates take damage. She's pretty good as being like anti-AoE. The ebb and flow really helps the AoE part of it. Otherwise, nah. She's supporting, and I think she's very good with a couple people. She's good with Aquaman because Aquaman likes men's. She might also be good with Chemo and Bane. But where I think she might really work out for, believe it or not, and this one doesn't leap off the page, Firestorm. Here's a reason why. Transmute Barrier. Purge 10 buffs from Firestorm and apply 7% shield to all allies, plus 2% per buff purged. She has a relatively easy to apply 6-stack over here. 6 men's. So that's 6 things that you could give him that he can purge himself and give pretty big shields to the team from it. And she's got a light heal over here, and now it's just even that much bigger. So Mira is okay if you recognize a team that you can build around her. I think if you're not playing into the men's, she's not super great. But it's funny, like, I look in this area right here, especially these 5, and I see my new hotness and my consistent hotness. And over here I see, well, Zatanna is everywhere. Zatanna gets brought to just about everything. And then I come over here and I see people that, it's like, I used to hang out with you guys a month ago, but now I have new friends. Like this Wonder Woman, I really haven't used in a long time, and she was one of my more powerful characters at the start. Sinestro with the AoE bone saws, really liked him, don't use him that much anymore. Used to use Quite Vexing or Suicide Harley Quinn all the time. Haven't used her in a while. Catwoman I don't think is that good. Batman, I'm giving him a little bit of love lately because I've been farming for his bios. Kind of fallen out of Chemo a little bit, but I really should bump him up and use him as a nice setup for Siren. And Grundy is somebody new for me. I just unlocked him recently. Haven't had really any time with him. Haven't gotten to spend a whole lot of time with Swamp Thing either, and I've actually had him unlocked for quite some time. He has a random mend too, which is pretty cool. And he's got an enrage. I do know about his revive, as I fought a Wraith version of him, but I just never get around to him. But I am so thrilled that Siren is my first legendary. And I've started to be a little bit better about PvP, because I realize when I do my dailies, I do everything but the PvP, because I'm just not pushing PvP as much in this game. But now that I look at the list and see that I have a lot of people in my list that I can reasonably tackle, especially the way my team is now, I really should be doing my PvP more. And I did it last night. I was kind of happy that I did. So I'm going to take you out for a spin over here with my common team. So my 4 and my 5 slot is where I tend to bounce around a little bit. This is my PvP team currently. Cyborg leading, Broccoli, Zatanna healing, and then Siren just doing all the killing. This was a team that I had set up for the Siren challenge, but I've since swapped it up a little bit. I'm going to take out this team with me because I need to show you guys my Siren. And then I'll do one more battle over here with a full-on aqua trio. And you can see how all 3 of them do together. But I've said it several times now. I'm going to say it several more times before the end of the video. I like Siren. Visually, her dagger deluge is just cool. I love watching this in action. And, I mean, it just... Look at that decimation over there. But, you know what? I think the next battle, I'm going to team her up with Robin. And see how the invisibility into the level 3 worked with Robin. So how do you guys feel about Cyborg? Do you guys have him relatively high-powered for your lineup? Like, I feel that it was very easy for me to get my Cyborg that high. I don't feel like I did a lot of work to get him there. He just kind of was there. I don't remember if there was like a sale on him or something, but... And, you know, I'm finding out I haven't spent too much money on this game, but when I do spend money on it, I feel like I'm getting a pretty decent return at times. Grip it and rip it. God, I just love that move. I sort of want, like, maybe one extra hit in there. Kind of like Robin's level 3. But, it's still pretty visceral. I also like, Broccoli's level 1. I don't know why, but I like that ability too. Just watching it visually and the sound of it. Plus the random mend, I think, is pretty cool. Every now and then, I'm begging for his random mend to get on somebody who really needs it. And it kind of doesn't. But, you know. Such as, oh, I made the mistake. I was just about ready to say, I hate when I make the mistake of using his level 2 when his level 1 buff is not up. I truly think he has 0 chance of hitting his level 2 without his level 1. I mean, yeah, I feel it's worse than 30%. I feel it's like 10, honestly. Oh god, that debuff immunity on her. I forget about that all the time. Damn. This game hates my Cyborg. I wonder if I can remove it or if that's considered immune. Nope, that's removable. The enemy AI really, really hates Cyborg. Get a mend on him, and we get a mend on Zatanna instead. I don't know if it's because, like I said in an earlier video, that it seems to be that spot on the roster that tends to get hit a lot, or if it's just Cyborg, but Cyborg and Zatanna, to me, seem to get way more hate than anybody else. And the first time I did this Solomon Grundy mission, I actually only 2-starred it because kind of the same thing happened. Doesn't matter. Still got the BIOS. So, I'm going to modify this team slightly. Take Huntress out. Put her in. I'm conflicted. I kind of want to bring in the full trio, but by the same token, I want to see how Robin works with her in the AoE. We'll do this as an experiment. So what my goal is dagger deluge on one person, Robin's level 3 with 4 bleeds on another, and then I want to do Siren's AoE, and I want to see how it works out. Hopefully we can have a good setup for that. Robin goes pretty quickly, so I don't think it'll be too bad of an issue. So there's one. Let's waste a turn buffing. Let's get an early heal out here just to keep on top of things. Okay, good. This is kind of the timing I had hoped for. So we got 3 bleeds over there, 4 bleeds. Let's see what this damage is like. Not bad. It's not bad. I mean, not something that maybe you'd want to try to Uber set up for. And I'm already missing Broccoli's tanking. That was actually pretty decent damage. But yeah, I think if it naturally occurs, this combination with Robin is pretty good. I don't really know if it should be forced, but it is pretty solid. And what's really cool is how Siren fits into a bunch of different groups. I mean, she fits in very nicely with an aqua trio. She works very well with Aquaman, but then she could very easily work with like Cheetah and Chemo and others. She's very versatile, and I mean, she could just stand on her own too. You don't have to feed her bleeders. She's just that good. The only bad thing is Robin really can't set her up because it seems like with Robin's turn order, he has to go invisible first. And then he can't get the level 3. Well, here we're going to be able to do it. Since she's going to taunt, we may as well dive her. And we'll add some more bleeds. He's still invisible. Good chance of critting. Wow. That is a lot of bleed damage. See? There you go. Focusing the hell out of... Just focusing the shit out of him again. Poor Cyborg. We'll go invisible next turn. We gotta get that kill. Yeah, look at that. That's ridiculous. How many attacks in a row went after him? 4? At least 3. And it's not like he's that squishy either. He really isn't. He just... And you see how balanced the attacks are now? Zatanna's got some. Siren's had some. One of these days I'll be able to get the Chemo AoE out for her and then see what her AoE does and try that combo. So there you go, guys. There is my first legendary here in DC Legends. And Siren. And I'm absolutely thrilled that she is. I feel she deserved it. I feel happy because I didn't feel like I dumped a whole bunch of money in her or pushed. What really did it for me was I took a chance in going for the third node. Oh, 100 hero fragments for Medfill. Oh, good God, that's really tempting. I might actually have to spend some money and do that because I really like my broccoli. I'm not tempted to spend more money on Mira, and I don't think I'm really tempted to go more with Firestorm. He's been in my dustbin for quite some time. Um, Even though I did just discover how Mira would work with Firestorm. But Medfill, ooh, that is really tempting. How much would 8,000 be? Yikes, that'd be either the $50 or 20 and 40. 40 spot on, 50 for a bunch extra. Oh, wow. It's something I would have to consider because I really do like my Medfill. He's kind of my favorite tank right now. Although people have said bump up Green Lantern. Not that Green Lantern tanks, but he's quite handy for the team, so. But right now, I'm farming the Solomon Grundy nodes, and I'm also going for the Batman one, because Batman is close to another level up. So those are the ones that I've been farming lately. Oh, I'm actually also supposed to be farming that Wonder Woman one. Where'd that one go? Yeah, this one. She's getting close. I forgot. I'm supposed to be doing Wonder Woman. I honestly believe if I spent more legit time in here and didn't just do my dailies and clicking on Speed Force stuff, I'd probably be much further progressed. But I've discovered that really late at night when I do my speed run, I get my dailies and everything. If I go to bed and wake up, my energy's recharged, and I can actually give the game another go-round before the reset and have everything back up in time before the reset. So I think I'm going to be doing that a little bit more frequently now, hitting the game up twice in a day and making sure I get a little bit more out of the game than I have been. Because a lot of times I'll go to do the dailies late at night, and if there's a decent enough hero challenge up, I actually run out of energy before everything can be complete. But now I only have 2 left. Let's see if I have the energy for it. The Wonder Woman's done. Let's hit up that Batman one. Yeah, I'll be able to do it. And a lot of times what I do is I'll switch it on normal and hit up this one at least once to try to go for the Green Lantern insignias. So now it just leaves PvP. And in all honesty, I think I will be doing my PvP a little bit more frequently now. So, there you go, guys. There's Siren, my first legendary. I'm thrilled about it. This hero challenge coming up, it's probably going to be mean as hell. So, we'll see. So, what do you guys think? Do you like Siren? And are you pairing up Siren with somebody that I haven't discussed in this video? Or, just tell me who you're pairing Siren up with. I'd definitely like to know. See you, everybody.